Right. So Andrew from the chat want us to look at this, and we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and take a look. So apparently, your boy Paul George talks a little bit about his draft workout with the San Antonio Spurs. I have not watched this, but I do know that's the topic, at least. All right, you guys ready? Just do it.
Before we start filming.
No, I'm glad they got your
Y'all
really wanted to build them up to this shit. See, that's where we get.
Nah, my toughest workout, I had
Ass when you did.
Damn, twice. Wow.
I had three actually. I had three tough ass workouts. The first one I had was with San Antonio, and I had just drew blood, so I'm like a little tired, like fatigued, like felt a little weak. We go through this whole workout, and then after we had to do like this shooting drill. It's like 100 shots or something like that, 115 or something like that. It's like a San Antonio like classic. So I had to do that.
Did he say he had to shoot 115 shots? Good God. I know like what we heard last year, because we really started looking into a lot of draft stuff last year, was Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley really competed against each other, so the Spurs were ecstatic to be able to draft both of them. And they just killed it at the workout, just went head to head. But this is what?
And it was my first workout, so I'm like, the adrenaline is high. I gassed out early, trying to put on a show and shit. Gassed out. So I'm like, God damn. But I learned, Let me pace this shit out a little bit. Then the second workout was I told them about it. I had a workout in Miami. Me versus 5 point guards. And we playing full court one-on-ones.
Okay, you know what I think the third one's going to be? I think the third worst one's going to be the Kings. I bet you it's the Kings. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it, Andrew.
I had Avery Bradley in there, Eric Bledsoe in there,
Avery Bradley.
like 2 or 3 other like defensive point guards. And Dominique Jones, and they, picking me up full court, running me to like crazy, turning me like I'm really playing like old Magic Johnson basketball, like backing these motherfuckers down from full court. So that shit was tough. And then I never forget, I had got this random ass, we wasn't even supposed to do this workout. It was right after the combine. I was in Minnesota for the private workout. And it was with Nate McMillan. We in a hot ass gym, bro, no AC. And I'm going against Dominique Jones. And we playing one-on-one, but the gym, bro, no bullshit, was hot.
They did that on purpose?
I'm like, and for me, I don't do well in hot gyms. Like, I can't breathe. And so to go through
LeBron doesn't either.
this workout, bro, I was hurting. That probably was my toughest one by far. They had us doing full court running, one-on-ones, like no breaks. They just wanted to see us go.
Yeah.
That shit was tough.
That's old school as hell.
It was
Ain't got
old school.
AC.
No AC, bro.
What's the ideal temperature?
It's like
Because
illegal now.
I think that's like I think that's interesting.
Ideal temperature for
Yeah,
a gym?
like some guys like I hated. So you like cold gyms or like what's your ideal?
I'll take a cold gym over a hot gym.
Yeah.
Really? I feel like it takes you a little bit longer to loosen up.
No,
a little bit.
I can do a cold gym. Like I can warm up fast.
Did he already say the third? Okay, so that counted as the third workout? Man, I thought it was only the Kings. Everyone says the Kings one is really tough. I know Dyson Daniels said that one was really tough, but he did great in it. But yeah, Clan, why'd you say that? What about LeBron? Oh man, yeah, Game 1, 2014 NBA Finals. That boy cramped up. He couldn't handle that heat. He cramped up. No one else cramped up, but LeBron did. Yeah, LeCramps. But yeah, okay, yeah. I guess we don't mess around. I don't know if our workouts have changed since then at all. But I think that's a really good sign. It also kind of comes down to, or you really think about the San Antonio Spurs when it comes to our drafting. Because if you can survive those workouts that the San Antonio Spurs put forward, you're probably a pretty decent player. We're just so good at drafting, man. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like there's a few times that the Spurs miss when it comes to drafting players, but it does not happen. Let's just be honest. It does not happen. The Spurs do not miss out that often. And people will bring up like players like, well, they missed on Luka Samanic. And it's like, okay, let's look at that draft. Like objectively, let's look at that draft and yes, count how many players after Luka Samanic are like thriving in the NBA, right? Like, I don't know. You can do that with all those players. Like there's so many players that we pick up on and people are like, well, that was a miss. And it's like, well, dude, most of the players in the draft aren't going to work out. Most of those players in the draft are going to be gone in their next couple years, you know? It's just a sad reality. And when you're the Spurs, most of our picks were late first round picks until recently. So I don't know. It's just really strange. And then, and I hate the whole Primo thing where people say that they missed on Primo. No, they didn't. Josh Primo was going to be a really good player. You didn't miss. It's just sometimes things like that happen. There's no way they would have known that. He seemed mature, and that was a skeleton in his closet. But there was no way you could have known that. If it was the style of play that was speaking for it, where he came out, he ended up being like absolute trash and, you know, something like that. And it's like, okay, yeah, you probably missed on that, especially him being a very high pick, or at least being in the lottery. It's like, okay, you probably missed on that. But that's not, come on. Kevin got jokes. That's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. Primo wasn't missed, but they missed his history. Yeah, but I don't know if anyone would have known that. No one knew that. It was like out of nowhere. And I'm sorry, when it comes to San Antonio Spurs and the type of guys that they draft, I don't think any team would have caught it. That's just me. I don't think any team would have caught it. And it's starting to seem like when it comes to Alabama, it's a lot of weird stuff come out of Alabama as far as their athletes. So I don't know. Just one of those things that's pretty hard to catch. I hate Primo so much for not being able to act like a decent human. So much wasted potential. He got some issues, man. He definitely got some issues. And he's been ghosted, by the way. Like, people always ask me, hey, Clint, what's up with Primo? Like, I got his number. Like, I just hit up Primo, like, hey, Primo, how you doing, bro? What's going on? Like, I loved Primo, obviously. Like, he was my favorite player. That favorite new Spur that we had. But, yeah, I have no idea. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. His girlfriend, which probably is ex now, ghosted. Like, she's gone. She's not posting anything. I think she was probably getting too many messages anyway. Primo ghosted all of his stuff. There's been nothing out of his camp. The Spurs settled it with the psychiatrist, I think it was a psychiatrist, right? Or a therapist. They settled everything pretty quickly with her, so that's good. Yeah, there's nothing. He really Kobe for real? Yeah. And man, I got cooked, bro. Did you guys notice how I got cooked? Chat, I got absolutely cooked, bro. I got cooked. After Primo got cut, I got cooked. My thumbnail was all over Twitter saying that he's going to be the next Kobe. I got cooked, bro. It was so funny. Dang. Well, that was dark. Primo left like my dad when he said he was going to get milk. That's messed up, bro. That's messed up. Come on. Were they trying to cover up him flashing one? See, you talking about the Spurs or you talking about Alabama? I have no idea. See, when it comes to the Spurs, they jumped on it so quickly till I'm like, no. Like, I don't think it was a cover up. I mean, they had just started to make him the face of the Spurs. They did the whole advertisement with Frost where they were like, all right, you're going to start to be the face. I don't know. I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. Guys, it's just so weird how things like bounce a certain way, you know? I'm not saying that it's like everything just lined up perfectly. It's like now that we got the outcome that we're getting Wembanyama, I don't question anything on how things went down. I don't question anything. I don't worry about Kawhi. Bye, Kawhi, by the way. I don't question what happened with Primo, because who knows? Maybe Primo plays and, you know, he had a few clutch shots, you know, in this season. We get 2 extra wins or 3 extra wins, and now we're not in the same place that we were before, you know. I don't know. I don't know how things would have bounced. I don't know. And then we win the coin toss. I don't know, guys. I don't know. So I'm just happy with how it played out. Okay? So I don't question anything. And we kept getting the crappy end of the stick, at least in the last 7 years. And I think we deserve it. I think we not getting the crappy end of stick, but we deserve Wemby. I'm sorry. We always do things the right way. This is not my bias speaking, by the way. I think a lot of people believe this. When you look at the San Antonio Spurs, they do things the right way. They go by the book for the most part. They do right by their players. They're one of the small market teams that you want to succeed because they know how to draft. They know what they're doing. They're bringing more attention to players that are overseas. They're in a really unique spot where they can expand out, which a lot of other teams can't do this. Like they can jump over. Oh, thanks for subscribing. They can jump over to Austin. They can jump over and get a lot of fans that's in Mexico as well. Like where they're located is just perfect. So I don't know. I just think that they deserve it, and I think it's good for the NBA that the San Antonio Spurs are the ones getting Wemby. That's just how I feel. Thank you, Primo, for being Kevin cooking tonight, man. You all right? You chose blood, bro. He chose blood.